All right, so our topic today is about data wrangling, and this is a new area for a lot of the self-service BI applications that are out there. And if we go forward now, we'll talk a little bit about what exactly data wrangling is. So it is a growing aspect of the self-service analytics market. You're seeing a lot of the new tools that are coming out, putting an emphasis on allowing individual users to add data sets and do analytics without the traditional IT support. And specifically, we consider data wrangling the method of processing one or more of those data sets into a single clean version that's adequate and useful for doing analytic reporting. And data wrangling can include steps like filtering, joining data sets, or aggregating data rows, grouping columns together into categories based on attributes or binning them, adding new calculated columns, or applying statistical functions to train a machine learning model to come up with insights about the data that may not be there already. So Oracle's data visualization desktop tool and its complementary DV cloud service have these capabilities to allow you to quickly combine data sources to create that single enriched data source using a tool called data flow. We're looking at data wrangling as having three distinct stages. There's the ingestion stage, where data is described and assessed. There is the design and refine data stage, where you generate some ad hoc reports to try and identify some key insights in the data, and maybe do prototypes on those data sets to determine the value of that data. And finally, the final step of the data wrangling is the optimize stage, and that's where you take some of the data wrangling that may have been done in a self-service manner and then maybe push it into an IT organization to have them make it more productionalized and documented for distribution to other users. Just because there is this new data wrangling, it doesn't mean that ETL developers are going to go the way of the dinosaur. There is still a distinct difference between the types of tasks that a data wrangler / data scientist would do as compared to a traditional ETL developer. So who are the data wranglers? We kind of break them into four different categories. We have the data analysts. Those are subject matter experts who execute different analyses to identify or measure KPI performance. And so they're really trying to drive or direct an organization to come up with new programs or to take new approaches to the way they deliver data or the way they analyze data. The data engineers are more responsible for the systems that process and load the data, and they're focusing on trying to make it more efficient, more extensible, and dealing with higher capacity data sets. Your data scientists are typically more statistics-related people who have a background in either those advanced statistics or machine learning and are capable and qualified to do data-based experiments to identify meaningful insights. And finally, we have the data architects. They make data accessible and broadly usable to a wider audience. So they may handle tasks like creating catalogs and naming conventions for data sources, just to make it easier for that wider audience to get access to it and to make use of it. So the difference between data wrangling and the traditional ETL. Your data analysts typically have a deep business knowledge and focus on the speed of development with an iterative approach, and sometimes and often a temporary lifespan of the data sets that they use and report on. Versus ETL developers are normally tasked with implementing sustainable production quality code that focuses on load performance, query performance, data accuracy, and meeting requirements that had been defined previously.